Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today I want to talk about a situation that has kind of hit the internet over the last, 24, 48 hours. It's pretty ironic, it's pretty funny, and even KSI himself has responded to the entire situation. Loads of people online are calling out Andrew Tate and his fans for this entire situation. So as many of you probably know, over like the last 2 years, Andrew Tate has had one of the most meteoric rises in social media, right? Like I can't think of many people, if really anyone, who have blown up in quite the way that Andrew Tate has over the last, like I said, 2 years or so. It's been crazy. Like at one point he was like on every video on everyone's TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook. Like this guy was everywhere, man. But of course, as many of you also know, and as we covered here on the channel here a while back, Andrew Tate ended up getting himself basically canceled, is the best way to put it. Inevitably, after all the time that he had spent on social media passed along, right, people started finding things that he'd said, things that, stances he took. There were some things in his personal life, like the whole, police raids and, suspicion of cam girl stuff and whatnot. Essentially like a perfect storm of all these different things mixed together. People got mad enough. And eventually, Andrew Tate was canceled. He was banned from most of the major social media platforms, or deplatformed in a lot of different ways. And of course, people had a very split reaction to this. There were a lot of people who don't like Andrew Tate, who were like really excited to see him basically get canceled. Oh, now we don't have to see Andrew Tate videos anymore. We're finally out of this, this top G shit's done. Then on the other hand, you had Andrew Tate supporters who were livid, right? They felt like everything that Andrew had said had basically just been targeted by quote unquote the Matrix and shit like that, right? They just thought that he was being canceled because he was speaking the truth, and these people just didn't want to see him win, basically. And it kind of created this divide, right? I feel like there's, people who are still sitting around like, oh, Top G never loses, Top G always wins, and then you still have the people on the other side who are like really pissed off and don't want to hear or see anything about him. But today, we're going to be talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Andrew Tate. Because after he was canceled and deplatformed and everything, one notable YouTuber actually stood up and supported the ban on Andrew Tate. A lot of people actually, even some of his most outspoken critics on the internet, were in support of Andrew Tate, right? Because they felt like he was unfairly deplatformed. They felt like he was being targeted and he was basically being silenced by people who didn't like him. But the YouTuber KSI was one of the people who actually stood up for the bans, and he said that he was happy that Andrew Tate was finally being banned and deplatformed. And so obviously a lot of people didn't like that. Andrew Tate fans were not happy whatsoever that KSI would have the gumption, would have the gall to support deplatforming Andrew Tate. And while it appears that Andrew Tate fans and even maybe some of his close associates went to pretty insane lengths to actually try to get revenge on KSI. That's because Vice has now put out a report that Andrew Tate and close associates may have quote-unquote put a bounty on KSI trying to get him canceled. A close associate of Andrew Tate put a bounty on the head of influencer KSI, offering a prize to the Tate follower who made the most popular video about how the streamer and boxer, quote, needs to be condemned and canceled, according to chat logs and other evidence obtained by Vice World News. Experts have pointed to manipulation of tech platforms' algorithms as a central feature of Tate's rise to fame over the past several years. Another aspect of the Tate's empire's online presence, though, is the way his followers swarm his perceived enemies, something that appears to have been, at least in some cases, centrally directed by Tate's inner circle. So essentially, right, KSI comes out and he's like, oh, it's a good thing that Andrew Tate's being deplatformed or whatever. And a close associate at that point went into the Hustlers University Discord, apparently, which I'll get to that in a minute and explain that in a minute. And he put out a bounty where he basically wants followers of Andrew Tate, diehard fans of Andrew Tate, to make pieces of content online condemning and trying to cancel KSI. Now, it could have been for frivolous reasons or it could have been for legitimate reasons. They essentially just wanted to target KSI because, well, he spoke out against Andrew Tate. While some people were in support of Andrew, KSI was one of the people notably not really in support of him and actually wanted him deplatformed. And so Andrew Tate's fans, I guess, took this as an attack or whatever, and they felt the need to quote-unquote fight back or whatever. And they tried to handle him, man. They tried to get him canceled. Obviously, that didn't work. I mean, KSI's career is still going pretty strong. I feel like he's all right. I don't think any bounty really worked on him. I think maybe he ducked that money, you feel me? But it's actually pretty insane how this whole situation ended up working out, and it's also extremely hypocritical. So I don't know if you guys really know too much about Andrew. I'm assuming some of you do, some of you don't, so I'm going to explain this. But Hustlers University is like an online course program that Andrew Tate and his associates run where it's, I guess, supposed to teach you how to be like some sort of fucking top G alpha male. You know, you're gonna be a fucking winner if you buy this course. It's like overpriced as shit. Honestly, like a lot of these courses online like this that promise to get you rich quick or like fix all your life problems, I feel like it's just people getting sold snake oil, man. It doesn't matter who does it. You know, Andrew Tate's not the only person running one of these courses. Now, I'm not saying all online courses are bad. There are legitimate online courses that you can do, right? Where you can learn a lot, you can get your money out of it, you can better yourself as a person. But any program that is like promising you the things that Hustlers University promises you, where like, oh, it's gonna change your life and fix everything, this is when you become the top G type shit, they just don't ever really work, and they just kind of pander to people who don't have anything going for them. But now they're weaponizing this Hustlers University, this group of people who are paying them money to try and better their lives. They're weaponizing them in this Discord to try and get them to basically artificially cancel people that, you know, are beefing with Andrew Tate in some way, that speak out against him. The mechanism in this case was Tate's Hustlers University, an online money-focused community providing education and coaching to over 100,000 students worldwide, according to its website. In practice, the program aimed at boys and young men, shock your friends and family by becoming the kid who's leveling up in real life, reads the website, resembled multi-level marketing with members who paid $49 a month to receive instruction on how to, quote, make money online. Learning how to participate in an affiliate link scheme that involved sharing viral clips of Tate. A source who was once a member of Hustlers University says students were also offered cancellation bounties, which were placed on the heads of Tate's perceived enemies. In a message this source shared with Vice World News, a moderator using the screen name Luke appears to be instructing members to make videos condemning KSI, a British YouTuber, boxer, rapper, and entrepreneur with 24 million followers, and offering a reward for the most successful one. It then shows this screenshot of him adding people, saying to basically making a bounty or whatever to try and cancel KSI, 48 hours. This is the counterattack and a bunch of bullshit. It's honestly kind of ridiculous, man. I don't know, bro. It's like, it's actually really, really ironic, right? Because like all these people who, you know, are in this Discord or whatever, they really support Andrew Tate's message, and like they were mad that Andrew Tate was deplatformed. They felt like he was being wrongfully silenced because he has the opinions that the majority don't have, you know? He doesn't have the socially acceptable opinion or whatever. He's standing out and being a little different with his take or whatever, right? And they feel it was wrong for him to be silenced and canceled for that. So in retaliation against somebody who just merely has a different opinion than they want him to, they then try to do the exact same fucking thing to KSI that they're mad happened to Andrew Tate. Like, you can't even make it up. Like, the irony just writes itself at that point. And like, let's be real, these people know what the fuck they're doing, you know? They know that they're doing the same shit that they're mad about. They know they're being hypocrites, but they don't care. They just want to target somebody, because that's what the internet is now. It doesn't really matter like what take you have or what opinion you have. Everyone online is just fucking vindictive, and they want to cancel everybody, and they want to go after one another and find ways to poke holes in everybody. I think that's the dumbest shit possible, man. Like, I don't love Andrew Tate, right? Like, I'm not sitting here, I'm not some big top G fucking Tate stan or anything. That doesn't mean I think he should just be like completely deplatformed and shouldn't be allowed to say anything ever, right? But like this idea that you go around and you quote unquote counterattack people against Tate because they don't agree with him, like it just makes you look like a fucking loser. Let's just call it what it is. Like if at any time in your life you have to sit in a Discord, right, with a bunch of random people you don't know talking about, oh, this is the counterattack against the people who have a different opinion than us, man. It just makes you look like a fucking loser. Like, it doesn't matter if you're one of these weirdos on Twitter trying to cancel somebody, or if you're an Andrew Tate stan, or you're an Optimus viewer. Like, it doesn't matter, man. If you're sitting around in a fucking Discord call trying to, you know, have, like, settle some vendetta against somebody on the internet for having a different opinion, you're just weird, man. Like, there's no way around it. Now, I get it, right? Like, if you're Andrew Tate, you know, you got this KSI dude or whatever saying, like, oh, I don't care that he got deplatformed and shit. Like, yeah, that'd piss you off or whatever. But it's really funny how all this is, like, playing out because, like, Andrew Tate has on multiple occasions been like, hey, there's nothing worse than a fucking hypocrite, you know? A man who goes back on his word is weak. A man who can't stand on his own and do what he actually is supposed to do is weak, right? And then, like, as he's saying all this shit, close affiliates of him and his fans who pay him are just ignoring that part, you know? It's like, it's almost selective how these, like, super fans actually take in information from these things. They hear the shit about women and whatnot, and they're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense, man. Yeah, adds up to me, bro. That's all for me, right? And then when it comes to, like, hey, don't be a hypocrite and don't be a fucking loser, they're just like, no, I don't know about that part, you know? We're getting a little too hustler in this university now. It just, I don't know, it's funny to me because, like, it really, if anything proves that these people, they don't care about the message, right? They don't care what Andrew Tate has to say. And like, it's kind of unfair because like, it doesn't, who knows if Andrew Tate is the one actually conducting all of this. They're saying it's his close affiliates. He could have knowledge of it or whatnot. I don't know, but like, it just proves that for a lot of these people, it's not even about the message. Like, they act like they love Tate because of the message and shit. That's not what it is. Because if that is what it is, they wouldn't be acting this way. They wouldn't be trying to cancel people for the sake of canceling them because, you know, that person doesn't like Andrew Tate. A real Andrew Tate fan, if they support Andrew Tate the way they said they do, is perfectly okay with people not liking Andrew, is perfectly okay with people having different opinions, because that's part of discourse. That's part of how the world works. Not everyone's gonna love Andrew. Not everyone's gonna see any value in what Andrew's saying. Not everyone's gonna be in fucking Hustlers University, right? That doesn't mean that they're enemies or something stupid, right? Like, that's just ridiculous, and that take is stupid. And the idea that you personally have to vindicate another grown-ass man on the internet in this way is just fucking pathetic, man. I feel like if people on the internet spent even a fraction of the time they do trying to cancel one another and trying to dig up everyone's past and like get in these stupid-ass online like issues and whatnot, right? If they spent even a fraction of that time on actual self-improvement like Andrew Tate preaches, they spent even a fraction of that time, you know, in the gym or working on their mental health or, you know, working on their career path, they would be so much happier and would be in such a better place in life. But instead, they spend their energy and they spend their time on stupid shit like this, you know, like on just dumb shit like this. You can't make it up, man. And then these are the people talking about bettering themselves and like not being hypocrites and standing for free speech. Free speech isn't canceling everybody you dislike because they said something you don't like. Free speech, yeah, it has consequences. You know, you can't just go around saying and doing whatever you want. But isn't the consequences supposed to be avoiding ruining people's fucking livelihoods and stuff? Of course, that all just goes out the window when it's somebody you don't like, though. That's how the internet always works, man. It's kind of pathetic. And you know, it's not even just about Andrew Tate fans at this point and his affiliates, right? Like, people do this so constantly across the entire internet. It's ridiculous. Anyway, with that being said, though, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at Sub to Optimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my channel members. Your support helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about Andrew Tate trying to cancel KSI, and signing out.